Hello beautiful enjoyed people and welcome back to another Bedrock video. And yeah, today I have something pretty cool to show to you guys, and that is a realistic drawbridge for a castle. So as you can see, we have our door over here, and when we flick this lever, the door should get moved down and form a bridge for us to walk across. And if we want to, we can flick it again and the door will close up again. Now yeah, this is a bit of a proof of concept build rather than something practical, and so I won't be doing a tutorial on it. However, there will be a wall download linked in the description or in the comment section, so yeah, if you want to check it out in person, you can download it from there. But without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so I've already shown you it has a door and the door forms a bridge. And yeah, it's pretty simple, and that's why this thing is huge for what it does. Now, I originally got the idea for this thing from a mumbo jumbo video. Recently he did something sort of similar to this, but instead of having one thing do both the gate and the drawbridge, he had a separate thing that formed the drawbridge and the gate. But I thought, in each time I've seen one of these type of like drawbridge things, usually the gate kind of falls down and forms a bridge to walk across, and then kind of the whole bridge rises up and forms a door. And so that is what I try to recreate here. But sadly, I couldn't get it to make that arch like that. I tried using slime blocks and like flying machine type of things, but sadly I couldn't get it to work. However, I did the next best thing, and so this thing kind of slopes like that. Like, I don't really know, like an exponential graph or something. I don't really know how to describe this. Maybe the reverse garage door. Yeah, I think that's a good thing to call this technique, the reverse garage door. That's what you're called now. But anyway, let's take a look at the redstone. Now, yeah, this is just a facade of a castle, not the full castle, because as you can see, the redstone for this is humongous, and this is just half of the redstone. Down here we have another bunch of the redstone, and that's why I'm not doing a tutorial on this thing. It has a lot of room for improvement, but sadly at the moment I do not have a lot of time to work on it. But yeah, maybe in the future I'll try and compact it and make it a bit more practical. Basically, it's really simple. We have a triple, you can see the pistons over here. These are basically three triple piston extenders. And if we flick this lever, you'll see over time they push down the door. And over here, you can see we have another set of pistons that will move across these door parts. And if you're wondering why these pistons are here and why they're not getting in the way, that is actually because currently they are extended, and they are responsible for pushing up this door once again. So like these pistons push the blocks across, these pistons will push them upwards. So as you can see, if we flick it, those pistons should retract and then start pushing up those blocks. Now, with Bedrock being Bedrock and all, the random inconsistencies do happen sometimes, but thankfully they do not actually break this thing. The only problem that they do give is occasionally, like some of the parts won't move in unison. As you can see, like that time it did move in unison, but occasionally like one of the sides will move slower, and then it can look a bit weird, but it doesn't break. So basically, like I was saying, we just have three triple piston extenders here that push them down, and then at this side over here, we just have another repeater that form part of this triple piston extender, because it was a huge pain to make. If I'm quick, maybe I can show you. Basically, we have to move across redstone blocks and everything here to power this middle one, and that created a few problems. But fortunately, I did manage to work around it. Sadly, though, I couldn't make it entirely flush, and so there's still this redstone block that's visible. So I just popped one in the other side of the wall for symmetry's sake and threw a banner over it. Yeah, that's fine. That's flush, right? Or seamless, rather. Yeah. Now the bottom part, I thought it was going to be easier, but man was I wrong. This thing took forever to make, and every so often, for some reason, they would fall down lava and I would break all of this, and I have to rebuild it over and over and over again. Yeah, it was fun to make, don't get me wrong, but it was a bit tedious at times. Now, it's the same concept as this one at the top, but because it's vertical and because it has to be beneath the pistons, that kind of created this huge mess. Because obviously, I had to somehow power this middle triple piston extender, and yeah, that's what mainly created all of the issues. So as you can see, we have a ton of torches and a ton of repeaters over here doing their things, pulse extenders and all. And honestly, I'm not sure how to explain this to you. It's because it's literally just a triple piston extender. Now, something that I can explain to you is this thing over here. So when we power this bottom part, where is a lever? Okay, where's the this is the input, I think. So if we power that, we should see that this clock will activate and rapidly powering and depowering this redstone line, and that is to power these pistons over here, and they basically push up the gate block as you saw earlier. And they aren't really timed to like perfectly pulse up 3 times or whatever. They just kind of rapid fire and eventually push up the things. But yeah, if it works, it works. Similarly, we have over here for the pushing across on the opening sequence, but we use a comparator clock in the redstone block instead. Yeah, I can probably show that to you guys. If you're wondering how I am closing the gate when I power it on and powering or opening it when the lever depowers, even though it uses pulses. It's basically just these two pistons over here. So if the lever is on, then this piston will extend, sending a pulse into the opening sequence, but this piston will also extend, but as you can see, it has no block over here. So the closing sequence does not activate, but when this redstone line gets deactivated, this piston will retract, but since there is nothing to power, it will power nothing, and this one will also retract, but it will power this repeater over here. That will send off everything and close the gate. So yeah, that's that. Now, this thing, like I said, has a lot of room for improvement. The main problem with it is the use of these things, comparator pulse extenders. Now, they are pretty cool and handy and things, but in the long run, they're not really great to use. And the reason for that is because usually they are too short or too long, and that's kind of why this thing takes a while to open and close. It's because I use a lot of these things. Now, ideally, you'd want to use like um, repeater pulse extenders instead, but it's a pretty weird system since I needed something longer than a repeater pulse extender, but something shorter than a double comparator pulse extender. So maybe in the future, if I try to compact it, I can invent some sort of new pulse extender technology or something. I don't know. But yeah, that is pretty much all of the explaining that I can think of doing for this thing. So yeah, like I said, there is a link in the description or the comment to go and download it. And yeah, if you did enjoy it, feel free to leave a like and to subscribe if you're new around here. But thanks for watching guys, and I will see all of you again in the future with a brand new video. Bye!